Hi, friends. Welcome back. Another day. Today is Thursday, and we have another Bible lesson, our last Bible lesson for the week about accepting forgiveness. Today, I have my globe here, and on the globe, I'm going to show you a country a little country in the country of Africa. It is right here. Can you see it? It says Ghana. Our story takes place, and it's about two little boys, two really good friends, and they live in the country of Ghana in Western Africa. Our story is about a little boy named Omari and Adika. Can you say those names? Omari and Adika. These are two Christian boys, and they're really good friends. And actually, in Africa, you can see people love to play soccer. Soccer is huge in Africa. And some parts of the country aren't really, they tend to be poor, okay? So they don't really have a lot of money for extra things, right? Like we're really blessed and we have balls and we have, a football, a soccer ball and all that stuff. These kids have to get kind of creative because they don't live in a place that has lots of money. So they actually make their soccer balls. And they make their soccer balls out of something like a banana leaf. They tie them together. They're super creative and inventive, and they're resourceful. That's a really good word for it. They're very resourceful with the things that they have, right? So if you look on your page 112, on the bottom, you see a picture of Omari and Adika, and you also see an example of the banana leaf soccer ball that they made. Well, in this story, we're talking about a ball, right? This soccer ball. These boys love to play soccer. But this is the only problem with this type of soccer ball. It's not like the soccer balls we're used to, okay? This one, after a certain amount of time, it starts wearing out, it'll rip, it'll break, and then it's not very useful. So they have to constantly be making a new one, constantly be looking for the supplies that they need, taking the time to do it. Sometimes that can take the fun out of actually playing the soccer game, right? You have to take all this time to do something and to prepare for it, and then by the time you're done, you're probably exhausted. So I'm going to get into this story. I'm going to talk to you about Omari and Adika. So they were playing one day soccer, and then all of a sudden, they look over to the field where they were playing, and they see some older boys. Well, these older boys were super lucky because they had an actual soccer ball. Well, of course, their eyes were huge, like, oh my goodness, there's a soccer ball. They really, really wanted to play. So they went over there and asked to join. You think those guys were really, really friendly? Oh yeah, come on over. Not quite. They were so excited that they had a soccer ball, and they looked at Omari and Adika, and they saw that Omari was tall and very fast, and Adika not so much. Okay, so what do you think they did? Yeah, you're right. They picked Omari, and they said, Omari, come on over, come and play with us, join us. And so, super sad for Adika. He was just standing there watching them. They never invited him to play. Bummer, right? How do you think that would make you feel? I feel like I would be very sad. I'd feel left out, right? Maybe some of us would even cry, right? Because just that feeling of, I wish I could play and they're not inviting me, right? So, Omari was playing, Adika was standing there kind of just watching. Then he kind of gave up. He noticed they weren't really inviting him. They weren't going to help him join the group and have fun. So he stopped coming around. Finally, Omari noticed that his friend Adika probably had some hurt feelings about what was happening. A couple weeks went by and Adika still wasn't coming around. Omari was still playing with the boys. But then for Omari, it wasn't really fun anymore because his good friend, his best bud, wasn't around. The one that he usually celebrates with and plays with and has a good time with, he wasn't there to celebrate and to have a good time with. So he went to find him and he talked to him and he said, you know what? I'm going to bring you with me. You're going to come with me and we're going to talk to these boys and we're all going to play together. And Adika said, I don't think it's going to happen. It's probably not a good idea. They're not going to let me join. It's okay. It's okay. You go and have fun. You play. His feelings were still hurt. He was still very sad because he wanted to play. And it's kind of like he lost his best friend, right, at the same time. So finally, Omari makes this decision. He steps up and he says, no, this is what's going to happen. I've made my choice and this is what we're going to stick to. So he takes Adika. They go see the boys. And he gets everyone together. He talks to all of them and he says, you know what? This is my decision. If you don't allow Adika to play, then I'm not going to play with you anymore. Whoa, that's kind of bold, right? He's speaking out. He doesn't know what they're going to say. Maybe they laugh at him. Maybe they think, oh, you're so funny. Well, I guess you're not going to play, right? Who knows what's going to happen? But you know what? That was pretty brave of Omari to say and to stick up for his friend like that. I think that's pretty awesome. You know what, friends? These guys were so impressed that Omari was loyal to his friend, his best friend. And you know what? Right at that moment, this is even bigger, okay? Omari asked for the forgiveness of Adika in front of the other guys. Wow, I think about that and I even think to myself, sometimes I have a hard time, me, Miss Warner, asking someone for forgiveness when I've done something wrong. I don't want to, I'm embarrassed, what are they gonna think, right? But you know what, friends? That's really bold. That's huge. To ask for forgiveness, it really means that you're humbling yourself, right? And you know what? This kind of reminds me of when Peter messed up, right? He denied Jesus 3 times. He kind of was going back and forth with his faith. He believed and then he would doubt and he would believe and then he would doubt. And finally, he made the decision to be bold, to have the faith and to stick with Jesus and to be a loyal friend, right? And it restored their relationship, that's for sure. And so a good thing came out of it. But you know what? This also reminds me of another time that Peter asked Jesus this question. Lord, how many times should we forgive someone? And I don't know if they even thought what was going to come out of his mouth. Maybe they didn't know, but you know what Jesus said to him? He replied 70 times 7. That's a lot of times, friends. Sometimes when we have issues with someone in our class, someone on the playground, someone on our baseball team, maybe even our brothers or sisters, we kind of hold on to it. I'm mad at you because you did this, or you weren't kind to me, so I'm going to act like this with you, right? But if you stop and think about what Peter asked Jesus about forgiveness, really, God gives us forgiveness willingly, right? It's a free gift. We just have to ask. But it does take some humbling of ourselves. That means putting someone else first, right? Not thinking you're the best, you're the greatest, really putting others first. And it's definitely something that you should do and something that will restore your relationship with your friends, your family members, even your relationship with Jesus, your relationship with God, friends. So something to think about, okay? We mess up all the time. That's called sin, right? But we actually have a way to come back, to restore our relationship with Jesus. And that's humbling ourselves and asking for forgiveness. All right, friends, we've had an awesome, awesome week in Bible. We've learned so much about accepting forgiveness and asking God for forgiveness. I'm so proud of you. We have week 1 done with Bible, but we still have to continue and work really hard for phonics and math. I'm so proud of you. I love you all, and I can't wait to see you on FaceTime. Bye.